What's going on, guys? Good news with the oil rallying back up, and a jobless claims were basically as expected. We're bouncing off this channel here with Apple. Apple was up about $5 earlier, but as you can see over here on the daily 5-minute chart, Apple really ripped this morning. I got into Apple right at the opening, and it's pulled back a little bit. And when it pulled back, I actually added 5 more calls to my position in a large account. I have a small trade on Apple right now. I'm up $292 on this trade in the challenge account. I had Microsoft this morning, and I really thought Microsoft was going to try to take off. Let's go to the daily 5-minute here. So right here, Microsoft pulled back, and this is where I got in right here. Bought a couple calls, and it ran up, and it started to pull back, and I was really trying to hoping it would make a double bottom or make a run, and once it broke below here, I got out, and it's trying to make a run back up, but I cut my losses, a very, very small loss. Didn't want to take the chance on it, just trying to stay disciplined with my trading rules. So small loss on Microsoft, so I'm not really worried about what it's going to do for the rest of the day. My main focus today is Apple, and Apple likes to run the last 15 minutes, and we're looking solid for the day. Market's been up and around 300 to 400 points on the day. Made a good chunk of change in the large account on top of yesterday's gain, so we're looking all right. I'm really planning on holding this trade throughout the day. It's lunchtime right now, so things are a little slow. I'm looking for a run the last 15 minutes or so I can close this trade out right before market close. Fortunately, I'm on lunch break, and I live about 20 minutes from work, and I've got about an hour break, so I took this opportunity to run home, try to do some recording while the market is live right now, as you can see. But like I said, it's very slow trading right now, especially during lunchtime. So we're just looking for a continued run out of this channel on Apple. There we go. Continue to run. This could push higher, but I don't want to hold it overnight, so I'm going to get out of this trade. Got a little bit of a resistance here at this little gap. I'll get out of this trade if Apple decides to pop tomorrow. Usually after about the first 30 minutes, it'll pull back. That'd be a good entry point for tomorrow. But sticking to what I said in my last video, not holding anything overnight unless I absolutely have to. Cutting losses early. Just need to be a little bit more disciplined with my own trading rules, and instead of trying to stretch everything out. But yeah, I really believe after lunch, Apple probably try to make another run. Sticking around the moving averages. Haven't seen anything negative yet. Made a hard run this morning. So this kind of looks like Apple's taking a break. While I'm sitting here watching it, while it's live, I just keep an eye on volume, price action with the candles. Like not moving around a whole lot. We're just kind of sideways action, consolidating, taking a break from the run this morning. And I'll keep an eye on Dow Jones is sticking around 330 points up for the day right now. And really looking for an extra run after lunch. If it runs up a lot after lunch, I'll get out. But I really plan on getting that last 15-minute pop that Apple likes to use, especially on up days. And so I'm going to let this run for a little bit while it's live and see if anything changes. I just got an update. It says coronavirus live updates. Elizabeth Warren's brother dies from COVID-19. That could be bad news, so I have to keep an eye on the market. Italy daily coronavirus death toll edges up, but new cases fall. It's fairly good news. Just seeing a decent amount of good news, and I think people are super hopeful that things are going to start opening in the next 3 weeks. So I think people are starting to get a bit of a more positive outlook, and we'll just have to wait through this earnings season to see what goes on. I think even though earnings are down, people are companies are reporting earnings that are actually better than expected, or not as bad as they were expected to be, which is also a good thing. But Apple reports earnings on the 30th, So definitely don't want to be trading around that time with everything going on, because I have no idea what earnings may do. You can use earnings whispers, but I just don't want to take the chance. Who knows how accurate everything's going to be with everything going on. Got Apple's just sitting here trading sideways, consolidating right here, staying above our moving averages. Solid volume. I don't know what's going on, but the market just dropped 300 points. Apple dropped. This is some crazy stuff going on here. I don't know what's going on. Trying to decide whether I should get out of my positions or not now. I don't know what's going on. Not got any news pop up. So I don't know what's going on. Stocks quickly cut gains after report says potential Gilead virus treatment flops in trial. Is the media is obviously slow, because I didn't get this information until after the fact. You're sitting here wondering why something's dropping, and then the news doesn't come out for another 15 minutes. It becomes a huge issue. Got support down in this area, hoping it doesn't go below that. Apple was up $5 a share. Now we're only up 60 cents. Heavy sell volume over here. Distribution. All on something small as virus cure flopping. But thing is, by the time they come up with a cure, all this stuff is going to be said and done with before they even come up with a cure. And it could be a long time. So really the cure is for the fall or for next year. So I just don't see why there's such a huge impact, because by the time they actually get a cure approved and everything, everybody's going to be back to work. Apple's trying to make a run. The problem is you get news that pushes the stocks down, because the stocks are connected to the overall market. But there's nothing wrong with, what does Apple have to do with, a cure for the virus? Nothing. It just affects the overall market and pulls it down for no reason. That's what's making trading so difficult right now. So you have stocks that are dropping for reasons unrelated to the actual company itself, and see, just like that. And this happens, but it doesn't happen as often as it has recently, where a stock just, in a matter of minutes dropped $3 a share. It just makes everything extremely difficult. I have to head back to work. I've only got about 15 minutes to get myself back to work. Apple's trying to turn around after this drop. So people are trying to take advantage of this pullback. I just need some volume. So I was able to dump 5 of the calls on the way down before I could decide what I was going to do to try to protect myself a little bit. I'm thinking about bringing those 5 calls back down here in this area where it's at. Hopefully, if it can run back up, I can recover from this trade. See, Apple's trying to make a run back up. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 calls on my phone right now to this position on my big account. We just need the volume to support it, accumulation supporting it. Hoping the volume will catch back up here. Got a large green candle. It's good news. Apple's up 260 right now. Got really good support. We'll see what it does. Next couple minutes before I leave here. Yeah, I just showed you how quick something can change with this virus going around. That's what I was saying in my last video. I need to just take my money and run and not hold it overnight. And make a couple grand in the big account. Call it a day. And that's why I've been struggling with the challenge accounts, because I'm up $1,000 1 minute and then I'm down the next. because if somebody says something or any kind of news right now, the market's so sensitive, just make it drop. You can see where I'm about to stop this recording, but you see here it didn't want to drop below the 50-day moving average right here, and some support back here from the previous day. So hopefully we can recover back up here from this drop, because that was not it's not exciting for me at all. We definitely don't. It's not something I want to see. The $4 drop in a matter of minutes.